But I was also the school entertainment secretary. So I had access to a massive slush fund of government money to entertain the student body. So I called my booking agent, who got the bands for me, and I went, hey, how much for Ian Gillan from Deep Purple to come and do a solo gig? And the guy was like, rather more than you can afford, I think. I went, no, think again, I have an enormous government slush fund at my disposal. And I will spunk the lot on one show. And I did, I bankrupted the college fund for a year. And Ian Gillan came, he did the gig. And the three of us, we loved it, it was amazing, you know. But I was in a succession of bands, and the band I was in before I joined my first professional band, that's probably overdoing it, but the band I was in was a band called Shots, right? And all of the bands I was in all began with S, and all of them ended in tragedy, right? So I've got this thing, never join a band with the first letter S anymore. So Shots was, we played in a pub in a little town just to the southeast of London. The clue is in the name, Gravesend, right? Gravesend had a pub called the Prince of Wales, and we were there. This carpet I'm standing on was about the size of the area. There was no stage. It was in front of the bar. The bar was about where the audience is now, and we played on this carpet, so we had like drum kit and bass and one guitar and me standing there. The problem we had was that the gents' restroom was immediately behind the drum kit. And there was only one door. So, of course, the first guy that decides to go and take a piss walks straight across the stage, knocks over half the kit, goes for a piss, spends far too long in the restroom as far as I'm concerned, comes out, knocks over half the kit again and goes and stands at the bar. I'm like, well, this is not acceptable, you know, I've got to do something about this. The next guy that tried it, I went, whoa, stop the show. Hello. I mean, everybody in the world is taller than me, so, I mean, hello. And so, I don't know what his name was, Fred or something. I said, hey, Fred. I said, so, you're Mr. Incontinent, right? And you have no bladder control tonight. So, you want to go for a piss. But all of your friends at the bar, I know, are secretly thinking, how big is your cock? So if you get it out and show them, I'll let you across the stage. And he just went really red in the face and went and sat back at the bar.
Oh my God.
And nobody went for a piss for the next 45 minutes. So the landlord came up. Now the landlord was one of these like comedy London accents, you know, the kind that, like the BBC America or PBS or something, you see one of these English sitcom serials, you know, where you need like subtitles to understand what people are saying, because the last time we were talk like this, you know. And so the guy comes up and he's like, I fucking loved it! Fucking comedy, heavy fucking metal! I went, no, we don't want to be comedy heavy metal, no, we just want to be a band, you know. I mean, he goes, no, she don't fucking apologise. I'm gonna give you every Friday night for the next fucking 2 months. I went, really? Comedy heavy metal? Why didn't I think of that before? It sounds like a great idea, yeah. So we're stuck in this place every Friday night, but one night, I'm there, and there's these 3 cool characters leaning up against the bar. And I'm loading the gear out. We had a Ford Transit van, you know, and everything, so you know, I'm like shoving my gear into the back of a tranny, and we go like that. And yeah, I know it's archaic, but I mean, it was just, we used to call it the tranny. I suppose I have to modify, I don't know what I'd modify it to now, but just, you know, you just think shove your gear into the back of a tranny. And we know we were talking about a van. Not a person. You know?
Not a tribe.
But so anyway, there I am, and I've got this kit and I'm loading it in there, and they go, hello. I went, oh, hi, we're Samson. I went, oh, very good, very pleased for you, excellent. We're a rock band. I went, oh, so we just did a show tonight. Yeah, we saw it. We'd like to offer you a job. I mean, a job? Oh, right. Well, I'm very good at loading my gear into the back of the year. We'd like to offer you a job as a singer. Oh, now that caught me unawares. I went, oh, a singer? Wow, singer. Never saw that one coming. Wow, cool. Yeah. Can you start on Monday? Damn. Listen, can I start in 3 weeks' time? Because you see, I'm at university and I'm doing a degree. He went, oh, you're doing a degree? Oh, yeah. We ain't never had anybody in the band that's had a degree before. I said, well, it's not unusual. I mean, Pink Floyd have got degrees and Genesis have all got degrees, you know, they're all kind of chaps. I mean, it's not a barrier to entry, you know, I mean.
No.
She said, what sort of a degree? She said, I said, well, it's a degree in modern history. He went, modern history? I went, exactly, I don't fucking understand it either. I said, but the point is, I said, I've spent the last 2.5 years doing no work, and recently I've discovered where is the college library. And out of guilt, I've decided to get my degree, because I feel I should. I'll get the same one as everybody else, but my exams are in 3 weeks. Can we wait? And that's what happened. So I turned up 3 weeks later, having done my exams in the morning, all enthusiastic, yes, my first gig. Because he said to me, he goes, you know what, mate? He goes, we've got a management, we've got a record label, we've got an album coming out, we've got a van. I went, oh, you've got a van? And he said, it doesn't pay much. I went, it pays? So I turn up, I'm like, okay, great, here we are. Open the door to the rehearsal room, and he's leaning up against the amp in the corner, Paul Samson, and he's rolling a joint. Now, I knew it was a joint. I knew it was marijuana. How? Because I've been to university. Because where I came from, this little town, I didn't know anybody who knew anything about any kind of drugs at all. Nobody. There were rumours that if you smoked banana leaves, that it was like marijuana, and would have the same effect. But I saw the effect that it had, and I didn't want that effect. So my apartment dweller, if you like, was, well, I'll describe him. He had a big Afghan coat, long hair, goatee beard, little John Lennon sort of wire-rimmed spectacles, and headband. Didn't say much. All he'd do is giggle a lot, so he'd come in the evening, the door would slam, and then be the overwhelming smell of toenails burning would come underneath the door. I was like, I don't know what that is, you know. And then one night he knocks on my door and does his best Jack Nicholson The Shining, hello, and sort of makes all these funny faces at me going, I'm like, okay, whatever that means, but yeah, go on, because I was curious, because I'd not been into his room ever. He had like this carpet like this, but it was red, and it was on the ceiling. And then there was one on the walls and one on the floor. It was like an Afghan bordello, right? And he's got a badge with a pin upturned and what looks like a piece of brown shit on the end of it. And he set fire to it with a match. Jeez. And then takes a glass and goes over the top, as if there's some strange, valuable moth that he wants to capture. I've not seen this in biology when I was at high school, you know. And then, of course, he takes the fumes and sort of goes... And then says to me, your turn. I'm like, well, of course, I've done this thousands of times before. Yes, what do I do now? Just avoid inhaling the badge. And so I take a great big lungful. But then things got a little bit funnier, and I was hungry. So I thought, marijuana is definitely not worth paying for it ever, but smoke somebody else's, right? Which is how I knew that Paul Samson was rolling a joint. Now, moving my gaze across the rehearsal room, and in the middle was our drummer, who was called Thunderstick.